In today's episode, Ken sits down with Suzana, a leader whose journey spans from Montenegro to Michigan and ultimately to New York City, where she built her career from the ground up. In this conversation, they break down how she manages her time, builds discipline, balances leadership with personal growth, and stays consistent while continuously raising the bar in business and in life. Tune in and subscribe to Clear Channel.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. We're back here on the Clear Channel. We have an amazing guest on today. Suzana Ljuljdjuraj has joined us from New York City, which I'm excited to tell you guys about her background and get to know her about leadership, life, and best practices when it comes to business and sales. Now, just a brief bio, right? So you're from Montenegro, right? You moved to Michigan for school. You're say it again?
Yes, correct. Yeah, Michigan.
So started your career in real estate in New York City. And then, over the course of a few years, you never saw growth. And you decided to move into our industry in sales and learning business. Found one of our offices in the Northeast in January 2019. Grew up in the business with a friend of mine, our friend Chris. And, you currently open your company in Manhattan. You have 4 or 5 offices in your organization, multiple assistant managers, and you've been running a pace-setting office working with Verizon for the last few years in the small business space. That's freaking awesome.
Thank you.
So Suzana, tell us about life. Tell us, well, first of all, if you described yourself in one word, what would you do? What would you say?
Well, thank you for having me. Hi, everyone who's watching me. I would say resilient. I would say
Why resilient?
Not because life was easy. It's not easy moving from a different country, from Montenegro, not speaking English. I actually spoke 5 other languages, and English wasn't one of them. Even though I took English lessons since I was like 10 years old. Just was not picking it up. So moving to Michigan school, something new, learning English, finishing my last year of college in Michigan, then finishing college as well. And right after graduating, moving to New York, it was not easy, but it's the resilience that I had in me. Every time something felt overwhelmed, I didn't give up. I just pushed through. I learned, I adjusted, I grew with it. So
love it. What languages do you speak?
Well,
or did you speak, or do you speak?
Very well. I understand. I can write, but I don't speak it that well these days. If I go to Mexico or somewhere for 2 weeks, it comes back. I speak Albanian, I speak Montenegrin, Serbian, Croatian, all the Balkan languages.
Love it. And so you go to school here in Michigan. Did you go to University of Michigan, or where did you go to school?
Oakland University. I didn't. I wasn't that great.
Okay.
Oakland University.
So here in Michigan, school-wise, what did you study?
I studied business management, science and business management.
And why that area of study?
I come from a business background. My whole family is in real estate and business. Same thing, my father, and that's all I knew, right? I'm married to right after I moved to Michigan. I also married, so I married to a business family as well. They had restaurants and businesses, and so I think business was business. That's
just made sense.
Just made sense.
Yeah, it just made. And then you got out of school and you wanted to get into real estate. Why real estate?
Again, my side of family, they most live in New York, and they all into real estate. They own properties here in the city in Westchester. They own properties in New Jersey. So also my father was like, after graduating, I'm like, what am I going to do? I have a business degree. What do I do with it now? Didn't know what to do with it. What path do I go? Like, can I be a manager right away? No. So, and my father was always like, real estate or sales. That's it. I'm like, that's the advice he gave me, direction he gave me. There's 2 jobs that you can produce working for someone, and you can build your life with it. So
I love it. And what did you learn that so first 2 years out of school, you're in real estate. What we talked about before, you didn't see a lot of growth. Like what was that like working, and who did you work for? What did that look like?
I worked for a company, CNYC Properties here in New York City. I started as an intern for 3 months. Um, then after 3 months, I became assistant. Then within 5 months, I was an office manager. I was office manager for 2 years after that. And listen, it was stable. It was safe. It was a good job. Fun. I mean, going to open houses. I was an office manager, so I had to run open houses in New York City, like high rise building. But I didn't see growth. I'm like, it's 2 years, and there's no growth. And I'm like, I came to this country to build something for my life and build something more than a job. And I left. I decided to leave after 2 years. But I learned a lot. I learned of the industry. I learned working with great human beings. I learned a lot from the managers, the team in there. I learned and I saw people can have $5 million in their checking accounts. So that was the first week. I'm like, wait, you can have $5 million, $10 million in checking accounts? I'm like, in savings account? Because of course, you run a background check. They qualify for the unit. I'm like, okay, that's what I need. That's what I need.
Yeah, and when you meet people and you happen to get a glimpse of what's possible, right? Like it's like, oh shit,
With a
like
$1,000 paycheck.
there's yeah. I'm
It's
making 1,000 or 2,000 in a week, and then you have see someone else that's another human that is maybe a little bit more experienced or has some more success, and you see their bank account says 10 million. It's a different day. It's like,
different.
oh, there's different levels to this. There's different levels to this game. So you fall into one of the offices in one of our industry. You never sounds like it was a first go at sales, although you maybe did it a bit in the role in real estate. What was that
I
first
did
three?
hospitality for my husband's company, but it's just something I put in the resume. But that was real estate and this.
Okay, so what did you learn in our industry about yourself when you fell into sales?
I mean, coming straight after a very steady job, fun job, it was an eye opening. I never dealt with commission. I mean, yes, I did pay agents in commission because I was office manager, but I never got paid myself on commission. That was scary. I never got paid and never really dealt with heavy injections, rejections, and stuff like that. So that was something new. Uh, I learned a lot in this industry. I learned a lot about myself that I never learned in all my past experiences to education, like emotional intelligence. Like that's one of the biggest I learned in this industry early on. I learned that nothing is given to you; you're gonna earn everything you have. Those are the early. I mean, learning that deal with objection, dealing with commission and how commission works, learning that if I put more effort, I'm gaining more. And that's the direction my father gave me early on, moved to sales and real estate, because my father was also an entrepreneur and a principal. And that's the direction he gave me early on, but I never understood like that, right? Even he probably put these words, I just didn't pay attention. And it's like, hey, you're gonna earn, your income will depend on you, not on other people. You know what they say? You can never get rich working for someone. Like in Michigan, right? In casino, you'll never get rich by going to casino because that's their business, right? But by building and doing something yourself, that's what I learned.
And so, and how long did it take you to move up and get to a point where you were leading a team or managing a team? Did it happen relatively quickly? Did it take a while?
I went to a lot of seminars, conferences, learned from a lot of people in this industry, talking about people that in business, like anybody in business. I was like a student of life, and I still am today. And it took me about 2 years and a half. It was a bit challenging for me because I had a son. He was taken to school, wife, mother. sister, daughter. So I had to fulfill all those duties and also pursue my career. Uh, it's hard. It was hard. It took me 2 years and a half. All the learning that I learned from leadership, learned to work with people, read a lot of books, and so I made it happen. But I didn't still
Yeah,
make it happen. I still want more, but it was my
sure,
first step to something that I can work
sure.
on.
And so you go through the field, go through your challenges, obviously balancing life, family, responsibilities. Everyone has different levels of that. You get to a point where you run your own business. What changed? Because running your office, what's the best year you've had running your office? You've been in $1 million club. You've crushed things. Like you've done very well. In running your company. What anything changed there? Any mentality? Any skill sets that you wish you knew earlier? That others are like, man, I got to do that too.
Don't rush the process. That's advice I can tell you. It's okay to go slow, but it's okay to go a little slow. Like don't measure your success. I can never measure my success with Ken because Ken also has few more years, and maybe his circumstances are different than mine. Just take it step by step. Just look at yourself. Like most people say daily, I would say weekly. And how can I get every week better and better? What can I work on myself to get better and better? I mean, that's the advice I can say. I got just in New York City that things can change very quick. You just got to be realistic and believe in it.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm getting a little background noise here. All right. I think we're good. I think we got to maybe. Okay, cool. All right. I think we're good. So take things as they may come. It
Yes,
seems like, take, step by step. You don't rush the process. I had a conversation with someone earlier today about exactly that. It's about learning the skills and it's not about the promotion. It's not about the title. It's about learning the skills to get the promotion.
you know what
Who
they
would you
say?
say?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you first. Go ahead.
I said, you know what they say? Making a million, your first million, it's not gonna, your life, your background, everything who you are, it's not gonna change much, but you're gonna change as a human who you are, the process of getting there, whatever it is. So that's why I say, like, take it slowly, you change, you learn along the way. I mean, listen, our business, on any business, leadership skills is one of the most important skills. Like working, especially being in the U.S. and me being in Manhattan, it's like United Nation. I have to learn to work in every background. I mean, there's people from country that I never heard in my life. They exist, and so I have to learn with every background to learn to work with them, and it's a process. It's a process to learn all that and take it easy. Don't think you're behind. Uh, you're gonna 1 year from now you're gonna learn so much. I can say that. Like just take your
Yeah,
time.
for sure. Who would you say has been a big influence on you in your life? Maybe industry, life, family. Who's been a big influence on you?
I would say my father. Uh, he's been my father. He's the one. I mean, I have a lot of people in my life. I mean, you won't be one of them, right? I watch your videos all the time, and I follow you on Instagram. Sometimes my conversation in the office might sound like yours because I copy you. But in my early, I want to say big influence in my life, and that helped me shape me who I am today, and my career who I am today is my father. He didn't, like I said earlier, he didn't give me things in life. He gave me directions. So that's what means a lot. When I didn't have anyone back then to give me those directions. I mean, I did, but other directions, not something that was aligned with what I wanted to do. And he gave me direction. He didn't give me money. He didn't give me. You're moving here, young in US. He didn't pay my rent. He didn't do none of that. He just gave me direction, and that is the biggest. That's somebody I look up to, and that's who I am today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting, right? Because there's oftentimes people that have the means to do that and give financial support to give. Obviously I'm sure give you a ton of time and advice, but oftentimes giving things that people kind of enables them as opposed to them earning it and making real changes. I remember my father, to your point about your dad, when I was 23, I was fresh into our industry. I remember my dad said, January, right after I graduated, "You're cut off. Don't call me for money. You're on your own." And I'm like, "Okay, Dad, sure." And I even sent him like my credit card bill or whatever. He put return address on it. He sent it right back to me, and I'm like, "Oh, he's actually serious. I'm on my own." But that was the best thing for me. He forced me to my back against the wall. He forced me to make real changes and grow up, right? To make real changes. So that's awesome.
And that's
So
the
tell me
same
about,
as well to your children and to your office in your environment, right? I do the same thing for my son. I'm like, I made him work. He works in sales. He doesn't work with me, but he works in sales. I was a young mom, but he's 20. He works in sales. And that's it. I mean, you got to start in sales. You have to learn to earn your income.
I love it. I love it. What are, tell me some of the fun things. You've been running a business now for how many years?
Since 2019, that was 6 years. So December was January was 6 years. Going for 7 years.
And what's the biggest year you've had as a entrepreneur revenue wise?
1.6 on just the office, not the other thing. Just running this office.
So 1.6 million running your office, which is amazing. Obviously, with building a nice business, having impact on people, having responsibilities, promoting people ownership, you obviously make passive income now and consulting your offices. What are some of the fun things? What are some fun things you've been able to do?
Travel. That's what I love doing.
Where have you been?
Organization just running this office and investing in my teams to learn. And I mean, learn from people like Ken and all these big Chris and these people going to different seminars, conferences. It's required multiple times a year just to go learn. I've been to 32 states in the U.S. I've been to many countries in South America and Caribbean, Europe a lot. Never been to Asia or Africa, so that's my next to do. And it's not
Nice.
because I cannot do it or the time. It's just I don't really like flying that far. And
So
even though my friend was like wanting to do a first class, which at this time of my age and my career, I'm doing most business of first class. I'm like, it's long. So I
yeah,
gotta schedule a really me. I don't like flying that far. That's it.
yeah. Where's your favorite country? Where's somebody where you don't have family or whatever? Where have you been that you've like really loved the country, the culture, the trip?
Country. I mean Caribbean, an island. I'm obsessed. It's my third time when there. Like last 3 4 years, I go there. It's like now my friends start to make fun of me. Do you even go anywhere else? It's Saint Martin and Saint Barth. One of my favorite. I feel like it's just I learned that island. It's very safe. I learned the island. I feel like I'm going home, my second home. So that's when I say country wise, not my home. I would say been to a few parts of Italy. I would say Milan. I enjoyed myself a lot in Milan. Or it's a city in Italy, but
Sure.
I lived in Milan. I was in Sardinia. I was just in Sardinia. I'm not sure if many people know about Sardinia. It's an island of Italy.
Mhm.
It's actually one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Corsica, it's island of France. I was there this fall. I visited Rome, but the most beautiful beach in the world.
Love it. Love it. I know I got a chance to go to St. Lucia earlier this past year for a weekend and a few days. And part of the Caribbean, right, where the islands kind of tail off along South America. I've never been to St. Bart's and some of these places, but beautiful,
Must go if you
beautiful.
go with Marts or Martin, go to French side. So good. So it's a French and Dutch side. It's a half it's a small island, 40,000 population, but it's half French and half Dutch.
Huh.
The Dutch
Very
side is
cool.
dollars, French is euros. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let me, if you had some advice for your younger self, right? So if you started over today, knowing what you know now, knowing that the skills, the mentality, the leadership, that the impact you've had on people, what's something that you would tell yourself? What's something to say, young Suzana, hey, Suzana, do this or think about this as you're starting your career? What would you say to yourself?
Something I said earlier. I'm a very competitive person. I always want to be number one. Uh, it's okay. Like stop. It's okay. Stop pushing. I mean, push yourself. I'm not saying to push yourself, but don't talk bad to yourself. Don't say things that to yourself. Like it's okay. You don't have to say, Susanna, you suck because you didn't accomplish something on the time that you set, the goal you set up, and you didn't reach it. It's at the 30th end of the month, and you didn't reach it. It's okay, right? That's what I was struggling a lot, just with myself. That's what I tell Susanna. Another thing I would tell Susanna: don't waste your time and little things. Emotionally, like stop being emotional. Like work with emotions. I am. I mean, it's very hard for most women not to be emotional, and men as well, but especially women and being a mom and position and dealing with the business owners every single day and building your leadership skills. The main thing for me was stop being so emotional. Separate your emotions from business. And when you walk into that door, this is business. And when you go home, it's home. So I had to build a very strict schedule for my life early on in my career. So I really had a strict schedule, which there was no negotiation on that. Like, and I spoke with my coaches, and I said Monday, Tuesday, office, business, work, whatever everybody needs, because of course, because of pursuing entrepreneur career, and there's no time, right? There's no clock in, clock out. When they need you, you're there. But I said Wednesday night is the night I'm gonna go out dinner with my family, my son. Thursday, Friday, also Sunday. So I did a very strong tight schedule. Now I'm saying myself, it's okay. It's okay. Stop shrinking to make others feel more comfortable, right? Allow yourself to feel comfortable. It's okay.
I love it. I love it. It's a big challenge for people. I had a conversation with someone recently around their time management and their energy management, right? And with all these different roles that we have in our life to show up with intention and be present with the things we're doing. How do you plan your week? How do you impact your time? Is there a certain time of the week you do it? Or is there a certain way you do it? Like obviously you have so many moving parts. How do you do it all?
I think the skill set will grow over time, and you can manage your time very well. I'm very big on going fitness and health as well. Uh, so the reason why I love what I do and why I choose this path as well as too is the freedom, right? Listen, Sundays was always my day. Even when I was like early on in my career, Sunday was always my day to plan my week, my day, my everything. My woman like facial, all these things. I'm on a Sunday of my day. Don't bother me. But that's what I do. I usually try to plan my week on a Sunday. I have a team that plans the week for the office, for my personal life, and everything else. So it's pretty much Sundays, and I have the freedom now. Like things can change daily. Freedom, I can do whatever I want. Right? My son needs me. I can just smile. I'm gonna go eat with my son. I prioritize what's more important daily. I do plan daily, but non-negotiables. Working on going to gym every single 5 to 6 days a week. That's one thing for sure. I will make an hour for that. Spend time with my family, good family oriented as well, and my business. Whenever it's needed, you can call me at 10 o'clock at night, and I will pick up the phone. But sometimes you may call me at 1 p.m. I will not pick up the phone, right? So it's like whatever my business needs. I happen to go to vacation, buy the ticket today, and leave for vacation tomorrow, just because I decided to. That's the beauty of today after a decade.
I love it. And so word is, I know you were telling me last time that you're coming to Michigan soon and you're going to come by the office.
I promise as soon as I come to Michigan, I will.
I know it's a couple. I'm like, wait a second, you came to Michigan and you didn't call me? Like what?
I was just in Vermont last weekend. I went like Thursday, Friday in Vermont last weekend, and it was snowing. Of course, I went skiing. It's something I like to go. My son is big too in skiing, and I come back on a Sunday night on a snowstorm here in New York. So I said, if I want to travel anywhere moving forward, it's going to be somewhere warm.
So maybe wait till the summer to come to Michigan.
I was just telling Julie, I'm like, let's plan a woman trip somewhere, a few other women, let's go to a trip somewhere warm, because we had a long winter here in New York. I'm sure Michigan too, so I think it's fast enough.
Yep. Yep. And I noticed there's a bunch of trophies around you. Do you mind sharing some of those accomplishments? What are some of these trophies behind you?
These are all campaign caps for 2025.
Okay.
My camera. So all the 5 of them.
So that means for anyone that's joining the channel for the first time or listening the first time, that means you're the #1 office on your program, right? You're the pace setter, setting the tone, doing your thing. Okay. So
I have $1 Million Clubs, Rookie Star, $1 Million Clubs, Consistency of the Year, Promoting Owner of the Year, 50 leaders, $50,000 production. What else? Assistant manager. Some of them are still in my house. Some of them were not on COVID. Then after COVID, we had these are like only late that I got. But after COVID, I had to move my office. We were Zoom. We're closed for 3-4 months here in New York City, and I had to move my office.
Sure.
And I moved it to a storage of one of my family members' building. Then we had a hurricane, and everything I had to trash. So I'm missing a lot of them. So.
Oh no.
Yes, well, my early career ones. When I was.
Yeah. So that's just mainly been in the last 2 or 3 years. All those trophies. Yes, then.
Correct.
That's awesome. Awesome. And then, so, last to kind of wrap things up, and I appreciate you spending some time with me today. Any just words of wisdom for someone who's dreaming of, doing what you do, Suzana? You're obviously a strong female entrepreneur. You've been very successful, doing over $1 million multiple times. Travel. In my eyes, you kind of have it all. I'm sure you have your own challenges. I'm sure you have your own things. We all do. We're all human. But what especially to the women, right? Especially to the sometimes people need to see someone like you that is just like them, accomplishing amazing things. What would you final words of wisdom for anyone listening?
You can do it all. Should not. Yes, women, we have naturally more responsibilities because we are. Okay, I don't want to say anything though. We have more natural, but we can do it all. Like, don't let the culture, don't let your background, don't take advice from the people you do not want to be in their shoes. Always take advice. My mom was a housewife all her life. She raised 6 kids and she did a good job.
Wow.
But my dad was an entrepreneur and a principal in the school. So my mom, even today, if I complain, she was like, "You always loved hair. Why don't you go and do some hairstyling? Like, go that's you gotta be careful who you take advice from. So always take advice from who you want to be, from people you want to be, whether it's Ken or your leaders or your coaches or mentors. Just take advice and be careful in social media too, because we do take advice a lot from social media as women because we want to be like them, but we don't look the challenges these women went through to become who they are, or are they who they portray themselves who they are, right?
Yeah.
So take it step by step, and then be careful for the advice you take. That is I consider that poison, and I tell my nieces and all of that. That's a poison. That's like intentionally poison, not because your mom or your sister or your friend's gonna give you they wish you bad. It's just they are giving you like more like a loving advice, which they're trying to protect, right? If I would have went to my mom and be like, "Mom, I just got yelled at, I just got declined or yelled by this business corner," she was like, "Oh my God, Richard, what are you doing? Get a job, or you're safe. You're really safe. We're very safe." Versus if I were my father, we're like, "All right, next, objection, balance, get better." So that's be careful who you take advice from the clients.
Love it. So Suzana, thank you so much for doing this with me today. Obviously, for anyone that is joining our YouTube channel for the very first time, KLEAR channel, please go to YouTube. Please subscribe. We have over 800 videos, I think, at this point on the YouTube channel of entrepreneurs, business people, Obviously, the threads of success are left in books nowadays on YouTube and podcasts. I'm a firm believer that successful people don't do a certain thing. They do things a certain way. So, Suzana, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts, your background, and inspiring us all to be great entrepreneurs.